Good evening, everyone. If you guys can listen me, if you guys can hear me, can you just type yes? Okay. Okay. Welcome, everyone. Okay. So, how many of you are here? Like, just type yes, 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 and I'll get a rough count. Okay. I can see 31 people. Are we expecting any more? Okay. So we'll wait for 2 more minutes and then we can start. All right. Yes, you can get recorded session of this once the stream will end. You will receive your recorded sessions. Okay. So I'm just introducing myself for now. My name is Aditya Kumar. I work with Excursion, and I believe today it's going to be your ROP session, which we are conducting for Montfort MUN. Okay, okay. Let's wait for a minute more, and well, we will start with ROPs. Everyone has that ROP document that you are supposed to follow. Okay, great, great. Okay, ROP document is basically there's one PDF document of rules of procedure that we are going to follow throughout Montfort MUN. If you have not received it yet, you can ask it from your teacher, your host school, or anyone that you are connecting for the MUN, and you can get your document from there. Though we are going to discuss everything right now. For next 3 days, we are going to discuss all the ROPs that will follow in Montfort. So we will keep two session for ROPs and third session will be questions. So I'll suggest just to keep this thing very smoothly, like we want to complete this ROP session smoothly. So just to conclude this smoothly, we will avoid questions today, though I will take your questions today, but just keep your questions very short and direct. Okay, your questions like the problem statements and question will take in the third session. All right, can we start? Okay, everyone is with me, can we start? Okay, okay, so I'll just give a very brief introduction of everything and then we'll go point wise. Okay, okay, so we'll start with basic rules. All right, let me just start, adjust my camera. Okay, so we'll start with very basic rule. To start any committee, okay, any committee in the conference, we need minimum of two-third of vote. You guys know about it, right? So what is two-third of vote? Number of student present. Okay, so minimum two-third of the attendance should be there to start any committee in the conference. Okay, so that's the very basic thing. Like if you guys two-third of you guys are present, chair has every right to start the conference. Okay, so let's focus on the basic rule uh, here. In any committee, let's say in UN committees. Okay, in UN committees, every country represents one vote. Means one country means one vote. Language that we are going to follow is of course English and Tamil. In UN committees, I will suggest you all take it as a suggestion. I'll suggest you all to stick with English part, just to like make the simulation very realistic, stick with English in UN committees. If there is Indian committee, how many of you are from Indian committees? Is there any Indian committee in Montfort MUN? Anyone can answer me? Is there any Indian committee in MUN? Yeah, WHO also comes under UN committee, that is World Health Organization. Okay, so stick with English there. Of course, it depends on your executive board member who is going to preside your committees. So he or she may can decide whatever languages there are. But yeah, two languages which you guys are going to follow is English and Tamil. Okay, English or Tamil. In UNGA committees which are associated with United Nations, let's say UNSC, UNGA, WHO, UNHRC. So these kind of committees, it's generally preferred you guys go ahead with English. Okay. Okay. So let's focus on. Just let me open this. Do you want me to share the PDF here, or should I just tell you guys? Okay. Okay. Just give me 1 second. Okay. I'm sorry. Okay, guys, let's start as of now. I'll share the PDF with the respective person. I guess you guys will get it from tomorrow onwards. We'll share the screen, we'll keep the PDF here, and we'll do it. Okay, just for today, let's do it normally. Okay, so what I can see here is first is delegate representation. As I mentioned, one country represents one vote. I'm sorry, it's very weird. Okay, so okay, we'll talk about the presidential address. Krishna will talk about the presidential address. Okay, so what happens here is one country represents one vote. Okay, after that, just let's start with basic rules. One country represent one vote. Language, you can use either English or Tamil. Okay, no, none kind of electronic devices, let's say your phone, laptops will, you can access your phone, laptop, you can keep your phone and laptops with you in the committee, but avoid using chat gpts or any kind of AI for your addresses, for your GSL, or for any kind of speeches. Avoid using ChatGPT or any kind of AI, because AI is not 100% right all the time. And when we are discussing debates, I'll tell you why not to use it. So when we are discussing debate, or when, let's say, when we are debating on any particular topic, so it's generally preferable not to use AI. Why? Because the things that AI is going to tell you, my data may can be old. Okay, the delivery might not be very accurate. So keeping this thing in mind, I'll suggest not to use AI. You can keep your phones, ipad, laptops, whatever you can access, just to access your own research. Okay, not to go on AI, type everything, and like avoid using AI while participating. Okay, let's go ahead. Okay, so we'll start with voting. Okay, the first thing is, okay, the first thing is voting. So what kind of voting we have? We have several kind of votings. That first is formal voting, second is informal voting. What comes under formal voting? Like, what is formal voting? Okay, so in formal voting, whenever there is a motion on the floor, to pass that motion throughout the discussion, let's say formal voting is for passing of several motions throughout the discussion. Informal voting is required. It's simply conducted by asking for those who are in favor, counting the number of placards raised, and then listed those who are opposed. Okay, let's say just I have to raise a motion. Let's say I have to raise a motion on a particular topic. I want to raise a motion to extend the timing for certain, let's say for GSL, I want to raise a motion to extend timing for moderated caucus, or anything that you want. Okay, you raise a motion, you tell your chair, I'd like to raise a motion for, let's suppose you want to raise a motion to extend the timing for moderated caucus. Okay, so, or let's say GSL. What is moderated caucus and what is GSL? We are coming there. Okay, plaque cards are the cards, the country cards that you are going to get. How will I tell you? It's a card which is in a triangular shape. Your country is written there, and it's kind of your identity there. Where you are going to sit, you will keep your placard at your place. Whenever you want to speak something, you need to raise your placards high so that your executive board member, your chair, can see that. Okay, and then he'll address you, and you can say whatever you want to say. Okay, so let's just talk about voting. Okay, so formal voting is basically, yeah, journalists also get a placards. Okay, journalists also get their own placards. So for formal voting, what we're gonna do is anything. Let's say I said I want to raise a motion to extend timings for certain GSL, or timings for a moderated caucus by 2 minutes, by 30 seconds, by 60 seconds. Chair will address those who are in favor. Please raise your placards. Okay, yes, we will give you the placards. So whoever is in favor of that particular motion, they will raise their placards, and that will be counted as yes. Okay, those who are not in favor, they'll keep their placards down. So let's say my chair says motion for, let's say ABC. Motion for ABC is on the floor. Those who are in favor, raise your placards. So if I'm in favor of that particular motion, I'll raise my placards, and my vote will be counted as yes. Okay, those who are not in favor, they are going to keep their placards down. Got it? This works both ways. Let's say my chair says those who are not in favor, raise your placards, and then you will raise your placard, so your vote will be counted as no. It works vice versa. Okay, another is formal voting. Formal, we discussed informal. Everyone got what is the informal meeting? Sorry, informal voting. Motion here is, let's say motion is request to something. Suppose, guys, just give me 1 minute. Okay, okay, sir, exact definition of motion over here. So motion is basically request of something. Let's say motion is everything. Suppose I'm executive board member, I'm presiding over your committee. Even I can raise motion. I can raise motion to start the committee. I can raise motion to end the committee. I can raise motion to bring anything into discussion. Motion is basically request or proposal of something to start or end anything. Let's say when I say I'd like to raise a motion, I'd like to raise a motion. I'm taking your question, Akash, I guess. Just give me some time, okay? Yeah. So motion is something. Let's say I say, I'll tell I'd like to propose a motion to start the committee or to start the conference on the topic of ABC. Those who are in favor, please raise your placards. Those who are going to raise the placards, they are in favor. Those who are not in favor, they'll keep their placards down. Okay. Next is formal voting. Formal voting. Everyone got what is informal voting? Everyone is clear what is informal voting? Nothing is ABC. ABC I'm giving as an example. Okay. Here ABC means nothing. ABC I'm giving you an example. It can be anything. Okay. ABC means anything here. It's just for the example. I'm using the word ABC as example. Okay. Got it? No, Wikipedia is not allowed. See, there is nothing like allowed and not allowed. But strongly, I'll tell you not to use Wikipedia. Okay. Wikipedia, the contents on the Wikipedia can easily be edited or manipulated. Okay. So I'll strongly recommend you not to use Wikipedia. We are coming to motions. Okay. Let's just finish voting and then we are coming to motion. Okay. Second is formal voting. Okay. So when we use formal voting, informal voting, you all are clear with, right? So informal voting is basically for the motion. Formal voting is for resolution. Now you'll ask, what is resolution? So let's say I have a committee, UNSC, that is discussing on Iran crisis. Okay. Guys, if you can just avoid like personal chats in the comment, like you guys can do it personally if there's an option, because I want to read the questions and all your chats are coming in front. Okay. Just a request. If you guys are talking, just message personally. Thank you. So let's say that there is a committee, UNSC or General Assembly, where agenda is Iran crisis. Okay, we are discussing something. So as a member of United Nations Security Council, you guys are going to pass any resolution. Nowadays, if you are following any news, so in the news you must have read this line that UNSC has passed a resolution or Security Council has passed a resolution. Okay, so whenever a house passes a resolution or makes a resolution, it needs to be passed through formal voting. What is formal voting? To pass any resolution, let's say informal voting. Okay, informal voting that we are going to use for motions, majority of that informal voting goes with 51%. Let's say half of the committee plus one person, 51% of the committee agrees in informal voting, the motion passes. This number can be edited or altered by your chair. Okay, by discreet of your chair. The next is formal voting. In formal voting, what we do, we keep the majority as two-third. If you want to pass any resolution, okay, you must have two-third of the majority with you. Okay. So two-third of the majority should be there to pass any resolution. Now, passing resolution is a very different thing than passing a motion. Resolution is a complete working paper, which we call resolution paper. So in that, like, let's say I'm trying to pass a resolution in UNSC. Okay. Okay. So I'm trying to pass a resolution in UNSC and I proposed a resolution with my co-writers, okay, fellow writers. So how we are going to vote for that resolution, that is known as formal voting. So let's say how we vote. Okay. Okay. So there's three rounds that we follow. How many? Three rounds. Okay. So formal voting, we do formal voting in three rounds. First round is delegates. In first round, delegates have to choose from agree, agree with rights, disagree, disagree with rights, pass, and abstain. Okay. Two-third is, let's say the committee is of 100 people. Okay. In your committee, let's say I'm giving you an example. You are an example. Okay. So let's say a committee has 100%, like 100 people, 100 delegates. So what's two-third? 66%, right? 66 people is two-third of the committee. Two-third is a majority that we are going to achieve to like pass any resolution. Okay. Two-third is very simple. Okay. Abstain. I'm coming there. What is abstain? Okay. Yes, UN sites can be used. Abstain is, let's say we are coming there. So in round one, we vote agree, agree with rights, disagree, disagree with right, pass and abstain. Okay. So agree is simply like if you are agreeing with the resolution that's there. Okay. Okay. So let's say that you are agreeing with that resolution. You will say agree. Okay. Next one is agree with rights. So agree with right is basically you are agreeing, but you also want to pass a statement why you are agreeing. Okay. So you choose agree with right and you give your statement. You give your reason why you are agreeing. Okay. Next one is disagree. You simply just disagree with the resolution. Okay. Fourth one is disagree with right. Disagree with right is you are disagreeing with the resolution, and while doing that you also want to pass your comment or your statement, so you choose disagree with rights. Okay. Next one is pass. For now you are not voting, you are like you want to pass that. Chair will come back to you and you will cast your vote. Okay. And abstain. Abstain means you are choosing not to vote for the particular resolution. Okay. So everyone is clear with all like 5 6 types of voting, that is agree, agree with right, disagree, disagree with right, pass and abstain. You guys are clear with that? Can we use AI just for checking our grammar and deliver even more efficient presentation? Don't use AI in the committee. If you want to do your research using AI, if you want to do your like you want to do your writing part using AI, do it at your home, do it after the conference, before the conference, write it in a paper, draft it, make it like humanly connected, emotionally connected paragraph. Like let's say if there's a speech you want to deliver, you can take help of the AI, that's completely okay. For research purposes use AI, but use it in an efficient manner. Don't just believe on whatever AI says. Okay. Because you want to assure yourself that whatever you are going to deliver in the committee is 100% correct. Okay. What can we use at the committee? I don't get your question. Like what can we use at the committee? Like what do you want to use? Okay. Okay, so round one we discussed. Okay, round one, I'll just type it out here what we do in round one. Okay, round one is agree, agree with rights, disagree, disagree with rights, and pass, abstain. Okay. Use let's say use credible news sources, use genuine websites like government websites. Okay. Credible news sources, government websites, published report. If you are participating in any Indian committee, you are discussing any law or something, try to read Supreme Court or High Court judgments. Okay. Findings, report paper, research papers, all this kind of thing. Don't just blindly trust Wikipedia. Don't blindly trust AI. Avoid using Wikipedia. Okay. I'll give you sources on the third day. Okay. Like you guys can come up with your committees, and I'll give you sources on the third day. Okay. Yeah, articles, you can, articles, news sources, everything. You can go ahead with that. Okay. So let's discuss round one. Everyone is clear with round one, right? We are coming on the working paper. Working paper is the last thing that we are going to discuss. Everyone clear with the round one of formal voting? Yeah, you can look at your paper while speaking. Just don't make it very obvious. You can look at your paper, your iPad, your phone, whatever you have. Just keep your writing with you, and you can, of course, look at it. Okay, abstain means you are choosing not to vote. I can see a no. What is your doubt? Just tell me, Kavi. Kavi. If yeah, Kavi. What is your doubt? You can type it out. Journalists do not give any speeches. No, they write articles. Kavi, your doubt. I'm waiting for your doubt. Okay, I joined right now. What is first round? Okay, we were discussing. You can also watch the recording of this after we end. So okay, just let me give you a very brief thing. Okay, so we were discussing voting. First is formal voting, second one is informal voting. Okay, in informal voting we already discussed. Informal voting is simply like 50% plus one of the majority to pass any motion. We do informal voting to pass any motion. Motion is any request that a delegate or a chair wants to make in the committee will be accommodated via informal voting. Let's say, I've been giving you an example. Let's say I'm a delegate. I'd raise a motion. I'd like to raise a motion on the topic of, example, it can be anything, A, B, C. Chair will ask for the votes. Everyone in motion, raise your placards. Those who raise their placards are in motion. Those who kept their placard down are not in, are not in favor. So this is how we pass informal motions. For formal voting, we pass resolutions in formal voting. Yeah, there will be both formal and informal voting. Formal voting will be used for passing resolution. Informal voting will be used for passing motions. Okay. Pass and abstain. Difference between pass and abstain is, when I say pass, chair, suppose I'm delegate of United States of America. Chair asked me to cast my vote. I'll say pass. That means chair can come back after completing a circle of vote and then can again ask me. When I say abstain, that means I'm not voting. I pull myself out of the vote. Okay. And when I say pass, chair may can ask me again to cast my vote. Like it's something like, I'm not casting right now. Come back to me after 2 minutes and I'll cast my vote. Okay. Okay. Using veto and everything, you may can connect with your executive board member who is going to preside over your committee. He or she will tell you that they are going to allow veto or not. Okay. Okay. Position paper also. Your executive board member will tell you like length of the position paper, how many there, how much they are expecting. Okay. Round one, I think, is clear. Let's move ahead to round two. So round two, in round two of the formal voting, okay, formal votings are done in 3 rounds. One round I've already explained. Second round is all the delegates who choose right have the opportunity to defend their choices only if there is a agree with right or disagree with right and a pass in the round entered. Okay, so you remember in first round we discussed there is agree with right, disagree with right. Okay, remember. So in agree with, whoever chose agree with right or disagree with right, in round two only those participants participate. Okay, they do what? In round two they defend their choices. Let's say I chose agree with right, so in round two I'll defend myself why agreeing. Like I have to give my reason or statement why I'm agreeing. Okay, why I'm casting agree. Okay, so round two is basically defending your choices. Whoever chooses agree, they agreed already. Whoever chooses agree with right, in round two, they'll have to defend themselves or they'll have to pass a statement why they are agreeing or disagreeing on a certain matter. Okay, that's very simple, very simple. Okay, round three. Okay, so round three of the voting, round two is clear. In formal voting we are using agree with right and disagree with right. Okay, you guys can also note down your questions. I may not attend all the questions today. You can write your questions. On third day of the session we'll do only questions. Okay, only questions. I'll accommodate each and every question. I'll try to do every question. Okay, both agree and disagree with right will participate in round two. Yes, both agree and disagree with, like it's defending your choice. So those whoever have chosen like agree with right or disagree with right, they have to defend their choices in round two. Okay, not everyone will move for round two. Only The person who has chose agree with right or disagree with right will move to round 2. Yes, yes. Informal voting, I have already explained. Informal voting is two-thirds of the majority and the motion passes. Okay, let's move to round 3. Now, try to understand the complete structure. Let's say there is this resolution. Okay, chair asked me, do you agree? I said agree. Let's say, who is here? Let's say there's another delegate who says agree with right, another delegate who says disagree with right. In round 2, the person who said agree, he agreed or she agreed. Okay, there's no round 2 for him or her. But the person who says agree with right, in round 2 that person is going to defend his or her choices. Let's say why he agreed or why he disagreed. Okay, round 2 also over. Now after listening round 1 and round 2, now everyone has, like, it may can change your perspective by round 3. Okay, so by round 3 is basically the final round. Okay, in round 3 delegates have to cast their final vote, the three choices. In round 3, okay, what we did earlier is we agreed, disagreed, and we also gave our reasons for agreeing or disagreeing. Okay, we are going to discuss challenges. Just give me some time, we are coming there. So okay, so in round 1 and round 2, we agreed, disagreed, we even gave our reason for agreeing and disagreeing. Round 3 is final. Okay, so round 3 is final round of voting. Round 3, there is only 3 options. Let me just type it for you. Round 3, round 3 is agree, disagree, and abstain. Okay, so round 3 is final round of voting where we are going to choose agree, disagree, and abstain. That's it. So either you're agreeing with the resolution, you're disagreeing with the resolution, or you are still on that matter that you're not going to cast your vote, that is abstaining from voting. Okay, agree for the resolution. The whole thing is to pass a resolution. Okay, so the formal voting is for resolution. Abstain means you are choosing not to cast your vote. In day by day elections, when we go to cast our vote for MP elections or MLA election or your local elections in India, you must have heard there is this nota thing, NOTA. You know, guys know about it. So it's not same as nota. In nota you cast your vote and you say that none of the above, but here abstain means you are just not voting. You said I'll not cast my vote. It's abstaining from the resolution, abstaining from casting any vote. Okay, can we be there when we are not going to participate? Yes, you all have to be there. Like, you cannot just stand and leave the committee. How you want, like, we'll discuss about IPC. Okay, we'll discuss about IPC. Just give me some time. Okay, so voting thing is clear. Everyone, just give me a yes or a thumbs up if voting is clear. Voting is clear. Informal voting, formal voting. Just a thumbs up or just yes in the comments. Okay. Okay, I can see some questions. Okay, I'll try to take some of it. Okay. Okay, let me tell you just once again. So formal voting, we pass resolution. Try to understand it. Okay, I'll even type it for you. Formal voting to pass resolutions. Okay, do you guys understand what is resolution, right? What is the meaning of resolution? Resolution is something like pledging to something. Okay, I'm coming to round three. So let's say if there's something wrong, okay, if there is something wrong, we are going to discuss about it on that matter. To make it correct, we make some resolution, we make some amendments, right? So we were doing this, now we won't do this, we'll do this, so that the things can finally be right. Okay, so that is where we pass resolution to make things right. So to pass that resolution in your committee, we cast vote. Like there has to be majority to pass anything, right? So we cast vote. Okay, and what kind of vote we cast, like to pass a resolution? That voting procedure is known as formal voting procedure, where we have to attain two-third of majority to pass any resolution, two-third of the majority of the committee. Giving you an example, if there are 30 delegates in a committee, two-third of the majority is 20 delegates. So to pass any committee, like sorry, any resolution in a committee, two-third of the majority should be there. Procedures of voting: round one is agree, agree with right, disagree, disagree with right, pass and abstain. Agree and disagree people are cool. Agree, disagree, abstain people are cool. They have already casted their choices. But whoever choices agree with right, disagree with right, or pass, they'll move into round two. In round two, people with agree with rights, they are going to give their reasons why they are agreeing. People who have chose like disagree with right, they'll also give their reason why they are disagreeing, and the people who have casted pass will now finally cast their vote. Okay, in the third round, everyone will again participate. Now there are only three options: agree, disagree, and abstain. So after all the discussion, listening to reasons and everything, finally there will be a third round where we are going to say agree, disagree, and abstain. Okay, so if there's a two-third of majority, like two-third of the people from committee says agree to a certain resolution, that resolution will pass in the committee. Got it? Clear? No, pass is not available in round three. Try to understand what is pass. Pass is basically I'm not casting my vote right now, I'll cast it after some time or in the next round. So pass can be used just in round one, not after that. Okay. 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 Let's move ahead. Okay. So we are now, everyone is clear with, yeah, position paper should be submitted before starting of the conference. Okay, like before starting the committee, we'll submit our position paper. Just tell me, voting is clear, right? I can see most of you are clear with formal and informal voting both. Yeah, all the delegates participate in round three. Okay, I can see one no. If the resolution is passed by majority, chairperson has to accept it. I can see one no. Just quickly type your doubt. What is it? We are coming to OPED's position paper. We'll discuss everything. Okay. Okay. Informal voting, you are asking. Informal voting is nothing. Let's say that I want to pass a motion. Let's say the motion can be anything. Any request that you want to make in the committee is known as motion. You want to pass anything. Let's say, so you will raise a motion. Motion can be raised like, I, delegate of United States of America, would like to pass a motion to start a challenge round with, yeah, within the committee. Chair will, like, if chair wants to accommodate your motion, he or she will now raise a motion. Chair will say I'm proposing a motion to start challenge round in the committee. Those who are in favor, raise your placards. If you get 50% of the majority, whatever the motion requests, that will start in the committee. Motion is very simple thing. Informal votings can be done for anything and everything. Okay, we are coming to challenge round. Okay. So, acha, most of you are asking what is position paper. Position paper is nothing. Let's say before participating, like it is something, of course. I'm sorry. So, before participating, let's say I am delegate of USA, someone is delegate of UK, someone is something for everything. Okay. For Indian committees, you must be representing some of your local politicians, national politicians, anyone. In UN committees, we are representing countries. Okay. I can again see a no. That no is for in IPC. There is no position paper. Okay, in IPC there is no position paper. Position paper is in UN committees and in Indian committees. In Indian committees, your chair decides whether he or she is going to accommodate position paper or not. In UN committees, like there can be a position paper. Okay, that too depends on your chair, but yeah, keep the position paper. It helps you to clarify your things. It gives you clarity about like what your position is. So basically, I'll give very short detail about no, position paper is something that you guys are going to make for yourself. We are not going to give you position paper. Your chair will give you structure of the position paper, format of the position paper, and you are going to make your position paper by yourself. Before starting the committee, you have to submit that position paper to your executive board member, whoever is presiding over your committee. So basically, let's see what is position paper. Okay, very short. So position paper is 1 or 2 page document. Okay, it's a very simple 1 or 2 page document. Okay, outlining member state policy history and proposed solution on a specific topic. So let's say there is this topic. uh, what's the trending topic right now? It's the Iran crisis only. Strait of Hormuz, blockade of Strait of Hormuz. Let's say I am representing India. Okay, so before starting the conference, there's a 1 or 2 page document that I'm going to submit to my EB, executive board member. In that document, nothing will be there. I'll tell till now, okay. Suppose, what is India's policy towards blockade of Strait of Hormuz, or what is India's policy towards let's say Iran or USA crisis. So I'll write down my policy. Okay, I'll write down my history regarding the same issue. Like as a India, as a delegate of India, not as Aditya Kumar, but a delegate of India. I'll write down my policies. I'll write down my history regarding the same topic, same agenda. I'm sorry, and I'll also outline solutions. I'll also like three things. Just remember three things. Okay, I'm typing again. So, contents of position paper, state policy, okay, history, and third is solution on specific topic. Yes, in TNLA also there will be position paper, but it completely depends on your executive board member, your presiding president, or let's say presiding chairperson. He or she is going to decide you guys are going to have your position paper or not. Okay, it's not a mandatory thing, but it's advisable to make one. Okay. Okay, we are clear with position papers. Let's discuss one thing at once. Clear with position paper, guys? Position paper will be submitted before starting the committee. As soon as the committee starts, there's no more acceptance of position papers. Yeah, at home, at a venue, like wherever you want, it has to be submitted before the conference. Okay. Okay. Okay, let's move ahead with rules regarding executive board members. Very simple. Okay. So the first one is executive board. The decision of the executive board will be upheld. The decision of the executive board will be upheld and final for all the decisions and debate matters in the committee. Chairpersons are also given the right to take necessary action of any inappropriate behaviors by delegates and also have the right to ask for justification in terms of debate and stance. It's very simple. Your executive board members, if there is any conflict, the decision of your executive board member will be upheld high. His decision or her decision will be taken into consideration at final. If he or she thinks that your behavior is not appropriate, he or she might can take an action against it. Okay. And he or she can also ask for a clarification or justification about your debate or about your behavior. Okay. So that's a very simple thing, like, or anything where you feel there's a conflict, so the decision of the executive board member will be upheld high. Okay. Whether you need to print it out, whether you need to write it, it's up to your executive board member. Okay. I think you guys will be like in touch with your EB members very soon. uh, Whoever he or she will be, they'll tell you. Okay. They'll tell you how to do it. Moving ahead, appeal. Delegates have the option of appealing to the executive board if they are dissatisfied with a proceeding by raising their placards and stating permission to appeal to the chair. Remember this sentence. Okay. Permission to appeal to the chair. As per the chairperson consent, the delegate will be permitted to share their concern. The concern may be uh, looked into the discretion of the chairperson. Okay, see, appeal is basically very simple. If you think that something is not going right, or if you have any issue, any question about anything that's happening in the committee, you can just simply raise your placard and you can appeal, stating permission to appeal to the chair. Okay. Yeah, you can take notes during rounds, like you will be provided with a notepad and a pen. You can take notes however you want to. Third is censure. Delegates and executive board member both are subjected to censorship in case of extreme disharmony of conduct and proceeding. This may be done by raising the placards and stating motion to censor delegate executive board member. This procedure required two-third majority of the committee and a final approval from the institution. It's very simple. Let's say the committee thinks, we are coming into intro speeches. Just bear some time with me. Okay. So censorship is something, as the name suggests, censoring someone. Let's say the delegate thinks that this particular delegate, any particular delegate of the committee, is not acting right. Any delegate, any fellow delegate can raise a placard, state motion to censor delegate or executive board member. Censorship can be passed against delegate and executive board members both. I'll give you PDF instead of typing everything. Okay. I'll give you PDF. Don't worry about that. Okay. I'll give you the PDF. Like it's hard for me also to type everything, right? Okay. So this very simple thing in censorship, you can just raise a motion and you can call out motion to censor delegates of, let's say, committee want to censor delegate of United States or delegate of Iran in certain terms. So the committee will call out motion to censor delegate of Iran. If two-thirds of the majority passes in the committee, let's say there are 30 delegates, if 20 delegates vote out a certain delegate or any delegate with a valid reason that needs to be approved by executive board member, he or she, that particular delegate, will be expelled out of the committee. But the last decision will be of chair, and Priya Anand, you have any doubt? Okay, so the last decision to expel anyone from the committee, it will the rights are reserved with the chair or the institution, the host institution. Okay, got it. The last one is Secretary General. Okay. In cases of expulsion, in cases of suspension, in cases of censorship, the last decision will be taken by Secretary General or the principal of the institution. That's all. Okay. So these were the rules pertaining to Executive Board. Now tell me, any doubts? Any doubts in what we discussed right now? Any doubts? I think you guys have a group. If you don't have a group yet, there will be a group. Uh, we'll send the PDFs there itself. No, you won't choose whether the voting is going to be formal or informal. It's like very much, if it's a motion, it's an informal vote. If it's a resolution, it's a formal vote. Okay. Moving ahead. Okay, I can see in about so many messages about intro speech. Let's discuss what is intro speech. Okay. Let's message redirected. Okay, so let's see what is intro speech. So intro speech, we generally call it GSL, General Speaker List. Okay, that is kind of your intro speech, GSL. Okay, so in GSL, what we do is General Speaker List. What we do is you will be allotted certain number of certain time, like let's say 1 minute, 90 seconds, or 120 seconds, 2 minute, that is. So you will be allotted with certain time, and you have to complete. Yes, intro speech and GSL, same thing. Okay, like GSL is General Speaker List. Chair will call out people for GSL. Chair will call out for GSL. As people will start to raise their placards, your chair notes down the name to follow. Like let's say the first person to raise the placards is China, then followed by Iran, followed by USA, followed by UK, followed by Germany. Okay, so your chair will note down the name, and the order your name is going to, like you are going to give your intro speech is name, like it's known as GSL. We call it General Speaker List. Okay, so GSL is basically nothing. Your opening speeches, your intro speeches, where you explain more about yourself, your stance, not yourself, not as a person, as a delegate. If I have to give GSL, I'll not tell what Aditya Kumar does or what Aditya is or what who Aditya is. I'm going to explain my delegate, my portfolio. Okay, if I'm delegate of USA, I'm going to talk about USA, stance of USA, and what I'm looking forward to in the committee. It's kind of an introduction that you give on behalf of your portfolio, is basically GSL. Yeah, you can include your stands in GSL. Stands are matter of stands can be changed later on. Like let's say stands can be changed later on according to voting, according to everything. Resolution is the final thing, how we conclude the committees. But in GSL, you can force your, you can include your stands. Okay. So very similarly in TNLA also, GSL is kind of an introductory speech only. So let's say you are representing any politician. So on his behalf, you are going to introduce himself, like that person. Okay. Let's say whoever you are representing, you are going to like introduce that particular politician on his or her behalf. Okay, that is GSL. GSL is basically general speaker list. Just take this as a general speaker list. General speaker list is you have to speak. You have to speak what? Introduction. So introductory speech is GSL. When you open the debate, okay, when we open the committee, we start with GSL, and GSL is nothing but introductory speech. Okay, okay, let's let's move ahead. Everything is clear as of now. We discussed GSL, we discussed voting, we discussed rules pertaining to executive board member. Everything is clear. Okay, I can see one no. Just tell me your doubt. Like, what do you want to know? Stand is how you see that particular matter. Let's say in USA Iran crisis, in USA Iran crisis, you can be in favor of USA, some can be in favor of Iran, some can be in favor of like a middle ground or something like that. What is your stand? When we say what is your stand, so in on a particular matter, how you represent yourself. Let's say in USA and Iran crisis, in USA and Iran crisis, what is there? Israel standing with USA, okay? Countries like Lebanon and other are standing with Iran, okay? And country, let's say India. India is in the middle grounds, non-aligned, okay? So this is stand. Like how you take your stand on a particular matter is stand, okay? Okay, in terms of GSL, chair will ask you, those who want to give their GSL, raise your placards. As soon as you will raise your placards, chair will recognize you and he or she may can ask you to speak or start speaking. Then you can start your speech, okay? Yes, you can use any kind of printed or written study materials or your notes in the committee. That's completely all right. Okay. PDFs will be shared, like rules of procedure PDFs will be shared. Okay. What will be the schedule on how the conference will proceed? Please check your brochure for that, for schedule and everything. Check your brochure about that. GSL maximum, let's say, it depends on how many delegates you are there. Okay. Let's say delegates number is very less, a 30, 25, 30, it can be of 2 minutes. Okay. If delegate number is higher, let's say 50 delegates in a committee or 40 delegates in a committee, so it can be of 90 seconds. Completely depend. You guys are only going to choose your timing for GSL. Like chair will give you a suggestion, like 90 seconds, 120 seconds, or 180 seconds, or any time. Chair will give you suggestion. You guys are going to vote that how much time you need for your GSL. Okay. GSL is general speaker list. I've already explained. Let's move ahead to debating rules. Okay. Should we start with debating rules? Okay, in the ROP, okay, in the ROP, if it is given that your GSL is going to happen alphabetically, so it's up to chair or up to institution to decide how your GSL is going to be conducted. But normally we take stands, like whoever wants to speak first, he or she can. Okay, but yeah, if it is written that GSL is going to happen alphabetically, so consider it that way. Okay. So consider your whatever is written your in your ROP. If in your ROP, if it's alphabetically, it will happen alphabetically. Max number of delegates in a committee, not set something. There's nothing like that this number of delegates in the committee is maximum or minimum. But expect anything between 30 to 35. Okay. Yes, whatever we are discussing, there will it will be in the PDF. Yes, you can carry your study materials in the conference. Okay. Okay, I know it's time to finish, but just give. Should we start debating rules today or should we do it tomorrow? You want me to continue, so we'll continue, or else we can do it tomorrow. We are left with debating rules and paperwork. Okay, I can see some today, some tomorrow. I want everyone to be present when we do debating rules so that everyone knows what is there and what is not there. Okay, let's do an example. Let's do an example of motions. Okay, we discussed motions today. Okay, so let's bring it in the play. I, as an executive board member, I'll raise the motion and you guys will vote. Okay. So, as an executive board member, I'll like to raise a motion to conclude this live stream today. Those who are in favor, raise your placards. Here we don't have placards, so we'll just write 11111. Whoever is writing one, remember you are in favor of ending this live stream today. Go ahead. Okay. Similarly, those who are not in favor of concluding this today, you want to continue today, write 0. Okay. So by clear majority, we can see that the motion to conclude this live stream today has passed. We'll conclude this for today and we'll continue tomorrow. So everyone is clear how motion works? Okay. Abstain you can use in formal votings, not in informal votings. Okay. Clear how motion works? We are going to demonstrate how formal voting also works tomorrow. We'll do it. Okay. How to start a motion? Very simple. Raise your placards and say, I'd like to propose a motion. I'd like to propose, I'll like to start a motion, and whatever you want to request, just go ahead. If your chair accommodates that or allows that, your motion is in progress. Like we can vote for it. Sir, for any topic, there will be two types of country. That is, one has advantage according to their history and current action, which can be rational, but see, I don't believe that any country has advantages or any country like is already on the back foot. There's nothing like that. Okay. uh like let's say, what is MUN? We are simulating that. Okay, let's say we always talk about that. If we were that politician, if we were president of United States of America, if we were the prime minister of India, what we could have done. Okay, so in this kind of setups, we try to demonstrate our knowledge into diplomacy, our knowledge into making things right. Okay, so there's nothing like any country has like upper hand, any country has disadvantages. You are going to demonstrate that. Okay, yes, whoever wants, they can leave. I'll take some questions for 5 minutes and then we'll also conclude. We'll continue it tomorrow. Okay, those who want to leave can drop for sure. uh, I'll take questions for 5 minutes and then we'll close it. Anyone? Any question? How the committee conference will progress in debate? I don't get your questions. Like, Yeah, GSL you can give on podium or like at your place only. Nothing like, nothing is in particular that you have to walk up to podium or something like that. If there is a podium, you want to use it, use it. If you don't have a podium there in the class, just stand at your place and give your GSL. You can start lobbying in your groups. If you have groups, just start lobbying in there, no issues. Okay. Uh, no, in all the sessions, we are not going to talk about the same topic. Today, we have completed rules regarding executive board members, disciplinary rules, and rules regarding votings. Tomorrow, we are going to discuss debating rules and position papers. Okay. In the third committee, we'll take only questions, suggestions, whatever you guys can ask. Okay. Any questions? I'm giving TNLA and Kaveri water dispute, water sustainability, etc. as agenda, and I'm supposed to represent Minister of Fair now. Should we? Yeah, correlate with the agenda and prepare. Like until unless you understand the agenda completely, you cannot prepare without understanding the agenda, right? Sorry. Yes, in committee session, there will be a format how it's going to progress. Let's say I'm telling you a very rough thing. When I sit as an executive board member, how I generally do it. First, we do GSL. Okay. First, we open the committee. We open the floor for discussion. First is GSL. The very first thing is GSL. As soon as we complete GSL, we start moderated caucus. What is moderated caucus? We are going to discuss this tomorrow. So please don't ask me now. So moderated caucus is there. Moderated caucus is a continuous thing. It happens multiple times, like twice, thrice. Between the moderated caucus, you can challenge your fellow delegate. Okay, you can challenge him or her for debate. 1v1, 2v2. There are so many format of challenges. Chits are there. Substantial chits are there, normal Q&A chits are there. Okay, everything we are going to discuss tomorrow. Okay, so it's a basic, like it's not fixed format, but yeah, there is a format how your committee is going to proceed. I'm not very sure regarding from where schools are participating, but yeah, MUNs are a national level thing. Let's say in this MUN where you are participating, uh, people from Tamil Nadu and all the, let's say, surrounding states are participating, but there are MUNs where it happens on a national level. Practice in these kind of school MUNs. It's a very good platform. Do participate, do see, do explore your potential, a diplomat within you. And there are conferences that happen on national level or international level. You guys can go ahead with that. And I'm not sure who all are participating, but yeah, I believe people from multiple states are participating. Okay, regarding taking your own political leaders, I you must have been asked for your preferences, right? So if that portfolio is available, it will be allotted to you. We'll discuss about challenges tomorrow. Okay, we'll discuss about challenges tomorrow. That comes under delegate sorry, debating rules. So challenges we are going to discuss tomorrow. In GSL, introduction. Okay, your personal not your personal introduction, your portfolio's introduction, your stand, and what do you expect from the committee. You only have 90 seconds for your GSL. Keep one thing in your mind: 90 to 120 seconds, not more than that. So you have to be very sharp, precise, and you have to deliver maximum out of you in that particular time frame. Like you don't want to extend your GSL to very long. Okay, so try to conclude it in the time frame allotted. Okay, so your portfolio's introduction, your stand, and what you are expecting from the committee. Three things, three primary things. Other than that, whatever you want to. Is there a practice where we can speak in the session as you can practice on your own? Like, you don't need to practice in a complete setup. You want to practice your GSL, write it, try speaking it, try to take up the accent of that particular country, try to take up like if you are representing a politician, try to enact how he or she speaks, not completely, but try to be in the body of the person or the portfolio that you are going to represent. That gives a very lively, you know. Okay, whoever wants to drop can drop. I can see some of you are writing. Meeting started 67 minutes ago. If anyone wants to drop, you can drop. Okay, we'll just conclude it in 2 minutes. We are going to end this in 2 minutes. Whoever wishes to drop can drop. Okay, for research purposes, okay, try reading articles, news articles from a trusted source. Okay, verified trusted sources. Read articles. Okay, read reports, reports. So read reports, go on the websites of, let's say, UNSC, try reading out their resolutions, try reading out their findings. Okay, don't just rely on Wikipedia gives you nothing. Okay, lobbying is lobbying is nothing. Lobbying is like making friends. If I'll tell you in a very simplest of the language, lobbying is like making friends. Suppose I'm USA, I want to gain majority before the committee starts. I want people by my side, right? uh, I'm representing any portfolio. Let's say I want people by my side. I want to do, like, I want to meet them. I want to, like, a kind of, I'm extending my hand. I'm saying support me in the committee. That's lobbying. Lobbying is basically you convince people to support you in the conference. Moderated caucus topics we are going to discuss tomorrow. Like, I can't give you topics. I can give you how to choose perfect topics, and it's you who is going to choose that. Okay. Okay. Okay, how can we prepare for TNLA? What are the sources we can use? Use your state legislative assembly website. I think there is some. There is also, like, every politician nowadays gets their own website where they submit their work, where they talk about what they are doing. Okay, how much of the work is completed, what's in progress, and everything. Look for those kind of government verified government websites. Okay, also go through some local newspaper articles, go through some local news. Mods, see, if tell you, if I will tell you now, go prepare for your mods. There's nothing like preparing for mods. You cannot prepare for your mods. Mods are very kind of a surprise topics that comes up, but it's always 100% related to your agenda of the committee. So if you are preparing for your agenda, you are ultimately preparing for your mods. Okay, got it. Mods are the moderated caucus. Like, it's kind of a discussion on sub agenda. Agenda is what? Agenda is a wider prospect on which we are going to debate and discuss. Moderated caucus is sub agenda on that wider agenda. Okay. Okay. Should we conclude? Like, that's all. More topics discussing tomorrow means no need to prepare now. Moderated topics, just prepare for your agenda. Okay, read about your agenda of your committee, and I'm telling you, you'll automatically feel that you are prepared for any kind of moderated caucus that's coming up. Okay. 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 Okay, that's all I can see. Oil USA, OPED or position paper. uh I'm not getting what are you asking, like what's the question? Okay, okay, guys. So we are concluding this for today. We'll meet tomorrow, same time. We'll discuss our ROPs further. We'll accommodate some of your questions. See you all tomorrow. Bye, everyone. Bye, bye. Good night.